Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put it between my cheek and my teeth, the gum. Oh, that suction is on. Today's video is all about choking rescue devices. I stumbled upon these a year or so ago, bought this one, and I just bought this one a couple days ago. And across the board, the ratings on these products are through the roof, 4.5 and 5.0. But when you dive down into the ratings, they all pretty much say the same thing. I'm glad that I got this. I have kids, and this gives me a feeling they'll be safe, or if they choke, these things will come into play and save their lives. I haven't seen anything on this one, and this one. There are documented cases where kids' lives, I've never seen an adult one, 4 or 5 years old and younger, actually saved lives. The thing you need to consider though, did somebody have so much confidence in this device that the choking situation didn't turn out the way everybody planned? I got these originally because I have elderly parents and I figured this would help them out. All three of these are substitutes for something that doesn't cost anything, which is the Heimlich Maneuver. I've used the Heimlich Maneuver to save somebody's life, and something similar to the Heimlich Maneuver to keep myself from choking when nobody else was around. When I was choking, there's a couple ways I took care of the situation. Number one, that whole thing where you take your finger and put it down your throat and kind of make yourself throw up. That got the thing that was blocking my air passage, got that out. You can also do the Heimlich Maneuver on yourself a couple ways. First, you can do it this way. The other way you can do it is get a chair, and you want something that's kind of curved, and you kind of just push yourself on the chair. The Heimlich Maneuver works differently than these devices do. It forces reserve air from your lungs and it pushes up your throat, and that's how it dislodges things. It pops whatever you had out. These work on a vacuum. And later in the video, I'm going to demonstrate how all of these work. All three of these came with a pediatric mask, 2 adult, 2 medium adults. Configurations are the same. This one is different in a good way. It has a pediatric, a small adult, and a medium adult. It also has these little pressure valves where you can actually inflate this. They are sealed off, and sometimes they'll deflate. You want to make sure you get a good seal, so you don't want it completely blown up. But if you don't have a seal, you have 0 chance of these things working the way they should. The other thing that I like about these is if for some reason you got a blockage or the person's mouth is difficult to do, you put this extra tube in here. Like this. And that supposedly will keep their tongue back, and you'll get a greater chance of pulling whatever the person's choking on out of their mouth. One of the things I found is when you put this pipe in place, it's harder to seal this mask around a person's mouth, my mouth. I'll post links to each one of these down below. The places where I purchased these, they're no longer valid links. So I'll give you updated links for these 2 products. This one I just got a couple days ago, so hopefully the product is still valid. The other thing about this that I like is it actually comes with something you can clip on the wall. They all come with some sort of bag. This one's a real cheap bag, and it wasn't cheap, by the way. I mean, these can range in prices from anywhere from $20 on super sale to $60, $70, $80. This one here has a nice bag with all sorts of how you use it. The other thing that I like about this bag, and I don't see it in these instructions, this is the first thing it says to do before you even use this product is call 911, which is absolutely the right thing you need to do. Call 911. All these devices, in order to use them, the person has to be laying on the floor, and you have to put something over their mouth. If they're struggling to breathe, trying to put them on the floor, difficult. Because when you attach this, at least on this one it says do not do it for more than 3 seconds. These, it doesn't have anything about that on there. The person might actually be in more distress if as they're trying to recover from the choke. That concerns me. The videos on YouTube, I've watched probably 100 videos on these products, and guess what? They talk about installing the mouthpiece, they talk about where it goes, they talk about how good it is, they may actually put it against a table and show you that the suction is there. They don't try to pull something out of their mouths. Some of the videos actually have a doctor put it on the recessa anni, and they're doing it that way. I bought these and I gave them to people. And then I saw those videos and I was like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling confident enough to give this to somebody and think that this is going to do the job every single time. It will do the job sometimes, but are you willing to risk that person's life that you're trying to save with these products? So let's get into some testing of these various products, and I'm going to use a favorite choking device, some gum, put it in my mouth, and we're going to actually see how these things work. I'm going to be standing up as if I'm trying to save myself, because supposedly you can use these devices to save yourself. I'm not going to deliberately choke on this gum. I'm just going to have it in my mouth, and we'll see if these devices will pull the gum out of my mouth. Try not to chew gum on video, but here we go. Adult medium on, and these two work the same way. Push down, there's a little release valve here, and then pull up and try not to get the mask off. These two are just fraught with little things that can happen to keep you from using the product successfully. So here we go. The gum is just sitting in the side of my mouth. If it can't take that out under this test condition, then I don't know if I would trust these. Just saying. Okay, here we go. All right, I can't get a vacuum. It worked before. Get this down in here. All right, complete failure. I've only had that for about 6 months. Now it doesn't work. All right, let's try this one. Works on the same kind of principle. What I do is I'm going to put it between my cheek and my teeth to represent more of a choking situation. All right, 4 tries, it came out. Kind of surprising. Does this work? It could. This one, not at all. You can pull it off, has this nice description, and this is how it works. It provides the appropriate amount of suction, and that's what it is. I mean, it feels like you've hooked your face up to a vacuum cleaner. So if that's uncomfortable for you, or the person you're trying to save, that could be a problem. You have this preventative collar so that you can't accidentally push this, but if you do, there it goes. Great thing about it, push it down like that, and it's ready to go. So if it's hanging up somewhere, you got this collar on. So if you're not familiar with this device, the only way anything's going to work, including the Heimlich Maneuver, if you practice it or have a level of confidence. So I'm going to put this on this mask, and it's the large mask. It feels good. So I'm going to go with that. There's no medium. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to put it my cheek and my teeth, the gum. Oh, that suction is on. And it takes this amount of time for that suction to get on. I can understand why you would only want it on for 3 seconds, because once you put the suction on here, it's on too, but this one, the suction really goes on. So no success with one. Supposedly use this 2, 3, 4 times to get the gum out. So I'm going to try doing this again. Oh, 3 seconds. Hurts your lip. Put it in. The gum has moved. Okay, I didn't have a good seal there. That happens. Oh man, that hurts. But I guess if you're trying to save somebody, from my cheek where it was towards the front and a couple more, it probably would have come out. So I put it right back to where it was. I'll try to fire it one time and see if it goes. Almost there. Oh, gum came out. But it really pulls against your lip. I'm glad this worked. I actually might give it to somebody I think would need it, and I'll have to clean it off, obviously. This one worked after a couple pulls, and this one worked after a couple pulls. The vacuum pressure suction on this one is much higher than this one. And it's the same for a little kid as it is for an adult. Based only on my test, I wouldn't guarantee that these will work 100% of the time. Heimlich Maneuver, for me, has worked 100% of the time. Finger down the throat has worked every time for me. The Heimlich Maneuver on myself also worked. So I'm pretty confident in the Heimlich Maneuver. This one, not confident at all. I know it saved lives, but you never hear about the lives it may not have saved. This one and this one are possible options. I would try the Heimlich Maneuver first. I wouldn't rely on a device that may or may not be around when you need it. Practicing things like the Heimlich Maneuver are definite pluses. There's a version of this that has a pump in it that you have to charge. I'm not sure I would like that one either, because how many battery operated devices do you have where you check the batteries all the time? If you're one of those people that checks the batteries all the time, then you can rely on it. I'd rather have a mechanical device. This spring is tough. It gives me the confidence that it's going to work every time. I just think you're really taking a risk with these things. But I've demonstrated them for you so that you can make your own personal decision on whether or not these work. If you have actually used any of these devices and they've worked for you, please post in the comments down below so that everyone who watches this video can benefit. If you think people who are using these devices would benefit from this video, please share this with your friends and family and anybody you can think of that might benefit from this analysis. Thumbs up and comments always appreciated. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in all sorts of testing of safety gear, making and breaking things, home repairs, designs of all kinds, I even do costumes, cosplay, and props. Check out my channel and please subscribe, because you never know what kind of devices you're gonna see.